All right, you see it there, show-stopping performances, a Hamilton reunion, and Cynthia Erivo taking center stage as host. The 2025 Tony Award celebrated a landmark year on Broadway.
What a night! And our next guest was there for it all, for all the fanfare. Please welcome back Leigh Scheps, a Broadway reporter who contributes to various publications, including Rolling Stone, Vanity Fair, and Broadway Direct. There she is.
Oh,
you
wow.
look gorgeous, Leigh.
Oh, thank you so much. There I am with Cara Young.
Yes.
Two-time Tony Award winner in a row.
Yeah.
You had quite the night. Thank you so much for being with us. I know it was a long one for you. Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and looking fabulous.
Thank you, yes.
So the big story of the night, it seems to be maybe happy ending. 6 awards they walked away with.
Not maybe happy ending. Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
Change the title.
Happy ending for maybe happy ending. This show, I always call it the little engine that could. The story I want to mention for people who might not have seen the show is about 2 robots who were abandoned, who go on a journey to find their owner and in the process fall in love. And when this show opened on Broadway last fall, it had a little bit of, it didn't get a lot of pickup in terms of ticket sales. But you know what? It kept building its momentum, and turns out it won the biggest prize of the night.
You know, Leigh, everyone I know who saw this show was impressed because they felt that it undersold when they got into the theater. Darren Criss also won for leading actor in the role here in Maybe Happy Ending. Was that a surprise or expected?
It depends on who you ask, right? Because Darren Criss was the frontrunner. Michael Arden, who directed Maybe Happy Ending, won Best Direction. And so in turn, you would expect Darren Criss to win that award too. And my friends at Broadway Direct pointed out that this is the 3rd year in a row that someone in the cast of Glee has won. Because Alex Newell won, then Jonathan Groff won, and now Darren Criss won.
We got to talk about another big category. Lead actress in a musical, Nicole Scherzinger. She got it. Let's take a listen to her award speech. Beautiful moment here.
Growing up, I always felt like I didn't belong. But you all have made me feel like I belong, and I have come home at last. So if there's anyone out there who feels like they don't belong or your time hasn't come, don't give up.
Talk about a career arc for her taking the stage. How did that moment make you feel, and what was the reception there in the audience?
I feel like everybody stood up and gave her a round of applause. This is her Broadway debut. She's been selling out the show since the fall, and even her performance. I know we're going to talk about performances, but you could see from her performance last night, singing As If We Never Said Goodbye, is going to go down in the history books for one of the best performances of all time.
Let's talk about Cara Young. We mentioned earlier she made history here, picking up her 2nd Tony Award for Featured Actress in a play. Big moment. Her show Purpose also taking home a big title prize, too.
Well, after 4 nominations in a row, 2 Tony wins in a row. If you don't know Cara Young yet, you will. She's already booked and busy. Next season, she's going to star in Whoopi Goldberg's monologues at Lincoln Center with Kerry Washington. And Purpose, yes, it won Best Play. It also won the Pulitzer Prize this year. And its playwright, Brandon Jacobs Jenkins, he also won the Tony Award last year for his play Appropriate. So we're 2 for 2 for him. So you got to get Cara Young and Brandon Jacobs Jenkins in a play, and you are gold.
A super team.
Gold for those 2. Go see them
fire.
go see either thing that they do.
Yes.
Obviously, Cara, back to back, but we did have some first-time winners last night.
Yes, Sarah Snook won for The Picture of Dorian Gray. Cole Escola won for Best Actor in his performance for Oh Mary. Yes, and Francis Ju won for Yellowface.
You know, also, I know you were excited too, Vanessa. The cast of Hamilton reuniting for that performance. What was the vibe when everyone heard and saw them come back together again?
Well, this was the most anticipated moment of the entire evening, right? Because this was announced. Everyone knew this cast was coming together. But to see them all on stage together 10 years later, what a career trajectory. Because let's talk about Ariana DeBose here. She went on after Hamilton to win an Academy Award for West Side Story, and she was in the ensemble in Hamilton, and she hosted the Tony Awards 3 years in a row. To see her up there as the bullet in the ensemble really was a full circle moment for her. And I will say, everyone was going crazy. Crazy.
It's crazy. 10 years.
Yeah,
it
flown
seems
by.
like just yesterday.
We're still talking
Right?
about it.
Yes.
We're still talking about
Still
it.
so
It is
relevant.
such a cultural phenomenon 10 years later.
Let's talk about the performances because we cannot escape Jonathan Groff.
Cannot.
Oh my God.
And Keanu
Watching it all
could
morning.
Not escape him.
No, he's trapped.
Let's talk
my
about
gosh.
this performance from Jonathan Groff.
Do we have a clip? We don't have a. We're not. Do you have a clip of
Well,
that?
yeah, they're going to show
there
a
it
couple.
is. There it is. Okay.
That's how it starts.
That's
But
how it
there
starts.
were many performances.
There we have the
last
starts,
night. Yeah.
and then Jonathan Groff, he gets on to the seat on top of Keanu Reeves. This is a bit he does in the show, right? So if you go see Just in Time on Broadway, there he is. He interacts with the audience. So this is just something that he does as Bobby Darin. But this was a standout performance, as I mentioned. Nicole Scherzinger's performance and Audra McDonald's performance of Rose's Turn will go down in the history books as best performances in Tony Award history.
Yeah.
That's a strong chair, too.
That was strong. But Nicole Scherzinger, her command of that stage was incredible.
Speaking
Cynthia
of command,
Erivo.
yeah. That closing song.
Oh my gosh.
Cynthia Erivo, I mean,
yes.
Everything.
knocked it
Bringing
out.
out the showstoppers, but I also want to talk about the opening number too. She sang with Broadway's Inspirational Voices, and that song, by the way, it's only a song, was written by Mark Shaman, Scott Whitman, Benj Pasek, and Justin Paul. They just recently won an Emmy for the Pickwick Triplets and Only Murders in the Building, that song. And the other number that I love that she did was the duet with Sarah Bareilles in the In Memoriam section. They sang Tomorrow from Annie, and that was very poignant because Charles Strauss, the composer of Annie, recently died, and he was part of that section too.
A thoughtful and also
Yeah.
stirring performance. The same can be said for you, Leigh Scheps, for showing
Yes,
up today
Leigh.
on little sleep and energy, but you made it work, popped everything. Thank you so much for
MVP.
chatting with us.
Thank you so much.